The basement, where nerdiness thrives, and grown men rant about toys.
It's been a while, but we're here, fresh from the basement.
Fresh.
A show where not only you could spoon it,
but you can do it.
Oh, yeah.
So we are back. It's been a couple of months. I've just been working 70 hours a week forever, and it doesn't seem like it's going to stop, so fuck it, man. I'm just going to do this. Like, I only have this weekend off because I threw a vacation down on Friday. All my buddies got to work through Sunday, man, and I don't feel bad.
Yeah, I've just been working, and that's just about it. Just hanging at home, trying to, learn more about movies. Been trying to watch a bunch of movies I haven't seen yet.
Yeah, I've just been buying CDs, man. That's it. Like
that too. Collecting music. I've been going on a couple trips lately, and been buying records from I went to Ithaca recently, which is by one of the Finger Lakes, and they had a really cool record/bookstore there. So that was pretty fun to explore. That's where I got Waka Jawaka on vinyl.
Yeah, man, Waka Jawaka. I've been buying all of the Frank Zappa albums because back in April for years I've only had Hot Rats, Weasels Rip My Flesh, and Overnight Sensation, and I've always dug Frank Zappa, but I was like, his discography is so vast, it's overwhelming.
There's so much more to love.
Yeah, it was just overwhelming, so I was always putting it on the back burner, but I was like, man, I'm just gonna fucking do it. I'm gonna dive in, and I have... since April, now I have 51 Frank Zappa fucking CDs.
You've become quite the Zappa connoisseur.
Yeah, and none of them, he's got one of the strongest discographies of any band that I've listened to. When you hit over 51 albums and they're all good, even some of the slightly weaker 80s ones have a lot of good shit on them. That's rare. I have discographies from bands who only have about 10 albums, and there's only 4 or 5 good ones. So
true that, yeah.
That is pretty impressive. But I do have a series planned for this Frank Zappa shit.
Yeah, I really need to expand my Zappa, knowledge, because I love Zappa. Every album I've heard of him, I've loved. But it's why do I keep re-listening to the albums I love? Why don't I expand more? So that's why I saw your post on Facebook about Waka Jawaka. Is it Waka Jawaka or Waka Jawaka?
I've always said Waka Jawaka. I'm sure
Waka Jawaka sounds funnier.
Yeah, I'm sure you could say it either way.
Waka Jawaka, but I totally agree with you. That's Hot Rats too.
Yeah, it's even written on the front of the cover. Hot Rats is on the sync
exactly.
knobs.
It's a very similar vibe, but more songs with vocals this time.
Yeah, you have, is that the one
your
with,
mouth.
Well, your mouth is your religion. Yeah, that's a rad song. Yeah, man.
Big Swiftie, I started laughing so hard just because of, just how crazy that song is. I didn't know where it was going to go.
Dude, yeah, seriously. Wait till you get to shit, did you listen to Billy the Mountain?
I haven't listened to that yet.
Dude, even listen to Gregory Peccary. That fucking shit is some of the most ridiculous, awesome shit I've ever heard.
I've heard a little bit I've only heard one song off of Late Night Sensation, and that's I'm the Slime. I love that song, but the full albums of his I've listened to so far has been, of course, Apostrophe, Joe's Garage, Hot Rats, and I think Shake Your Booty, that's it.
Yeah, Shake Your Booty, man. That was so good. Fucking Bobby Brown goes down. Jesus Christ.
Don't fool yourself, girl. It's going right up your poop chute.
Cornhole.
It's fun.
A lot of the shit that he sang about, you cannot get away with today.
Oh, not at all.
Oh my
You
god.
can never get away with Jewish princess today.
Yeah, definitely.
That's like I'm
A
pulling my
horny
collar,
little
like,
Jewish
my
princess. La la la. Oh my
God. It's a catchy
god.
song though.
Who squeaks when she comes?
I don't want no troll.
Oh
My
my
favorite part,
god.
Vapor Walk.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Like, dude, definitely check out his album Thing Fish. It's one that a lot of people don't like, and I can see why people don't like it, but for some fucking reason, I cannot stop listening to it. It's a weird concept album about how the government used AIDS to give to black people, and it turned
Jesus.
dude, it turned black people into these crazy mutations called the Mammy Nuns, and they
It turned the frogs gay?
they do this play, and there's this man and a woman, and they're watching the play, and he realizes that he's gay, and then she's like a whore, and but
It's like so ridiculous, but so well thought out.
but what's crazy is a lot of the songs are previously released Zappa songs, but he re-recorded them, changed some lyrics, and Ike Willis is playing the character Thingfish, and he is just doing ghetto speak over the entire thing. It's like, what the fuck is this? But
experimental.
it is amazing. It is one that
He pretty much just wrote a stage play and said, "Oh no, the play's not coming out."
Yeah, he wanted to do a play out of it, but he couldn't raise the money. And apparently, in 2003, some people actually did turn it into a stage play, which is pretty awesome. But
I've seen YouTube clips of Joe's Garage done on stage.
that is rad. That's one of the meanest fucking rock operas I've ever heard. It is so mean to its fucking
And I
main
was just about
character.
to say, Zappa's equal with his prejudices, because not only did he do Jewish Princess, but then he hits us with Catholic Girl.
Yeah.
So he's just,
Well, a tiny
he's just
little
attacking everybody.
mustache. Yeah, like I love it. Even on the early Mothers albums where he's just ripping on hippies, man.
Yeah, I got to get more into Mothers of Invention. I've listened to a little bit of Freak Out.
See, like Freak Out is good, but man, check out Absolutely Free, and We're Only in It for the Money, dude.
Weasels,
like
Eat My Flesh.
Yeah, Weasels Rip My Flesh, and
Rip
Burnt
My
Weenie
Flesh.
Sandwich is stuff that they had recorded, but he didn't release till after he broke the original band up. But definitely hit up Uncle
I
Meat.
also want to listen to We're Only in It for the Money.
Yeah, that one, We're Only in It for the Money, Absolutely Free, and Uncle Meat are fucking mind-blowing.
So anyway,
yeah, so
before this becomes a Zappa podcast,
yeah, we need to go into Ghostbusters
we're talking
2.
about Mamma Mia, right? The new one?
Oh yeah, Mamma Mia, Mamma Mia, Mamma Mia, let me go. Oh,
Not
wait a
that
minute.
one.
That's
I'm talking about the ABBA movie.
the ABBA movie. Hey, I love ABBA though. I love
I do
ABBA.
love ABBA, but wait, so we're not talking about that though? We're not talking about the new one?
No, I actually did not know they were making a new Mamma Mia.
It came out like today.
What?
and Cher is in it.
Wow. Was John Travolta in the other one? See, I haven't even seen that
No,
one.
Pierce Brosnan.
Wow.
And he
Amazing.
can't sing.
Oh, I bet. I bet it's awesome.
Meryl Streep, Amanda Seyfried. It's a terrible movie.
I bet it's... Yeah.
But my family loves it, so I'm probably going to have to go see it soon.
Oh, yeah. So...
I'm not sure I'll go see what this is, but it's actually Ghostbusters 2. My joke was flattened.
So... Ghostbusters 2. 5 years after the first one. 1989, I'm 3 years old, y'all. And
I am nowhere to be found.
you aren't even a sperm yet.
Yeah, I'm just floating through space.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
You're just I don't know what you are. What are you?
You know, like Ant-Man, I'm like subatomic.
Yeah. So this movie
It's 5 years later,
starts off.
and all our characters have gone to shit.
And I like that. It starts
I like
off.
the idea. Like, it's a funny idea. I could totally see Harold Ramis and Dan Aykroyd laughing because it's funny to make characters who are supposed to be the heroes losers. You know what I mean? Especially these beloved characters. But in universe, it just doesn't really make sense.
It doesn't. Like, when they... Alright, it starts off probably just annoying because the music is so... just way too whimsy at the very beginning.
I was about to talk about that. Way too hijinksy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the score... I really want to get into the music and the score later, but I'll just say one thing about the score is that, like, it's just, it's forgettable.
Yeah, you don't even have that...
It's not Elmer Bernstein's music, who's a legendary composer. And they just hired some guy, and it's just, it's nothing special.
Yeah,
the movie really starts off with...
Yeah, and it just gets overly whimsy, and Sigourney Weaver's walking down the street, and she's got a fucking baby, and,
everyone's screaming at each other.
Yeah, and then she's talking to the superintendent, or the property manager, who knows, about getting something fixed, and then the baby starts rolling down the road, and it's like, oh my god, my baby, whoops, and yes, that's...
Sigourney Weaver, though, sells the scene, though, just because she's a genuinely good actress.
Probably, this is, to me, maybe she's a little better at conveying, oh my god, my baby, in this scene, but later on...
Oh, no, I definitely know what you mean later on.
Oh, that's in a pivotal moment. It's like, wow, you don't really give a shit, do you?
Well, so here's something I was thinking about this morning that probably, ran into this is probably an issue in writing or something like that. Because you know how everyone criticizes sequels for just doing the same thing twice?
Yeah.
So... why even bring Dana Barrett back?
Yeah, why does it have to... Why twice now in the same universe is shit happening just to her?
Exactly, right? Because Sigourney Weaver's a big star, and we need her in the movie.
Yeah, exactly. And so,
I'll be honest, I'm glad to see her back and stuff like that. Like, she's fine in the movie, but if you really wanted to make, a sequel that really, expanded, really continued, it probably would have been best just to scrap that character.
Yeah, they don't really do any world building in this one like they kind of did in the first one. But like you said, it doesn't make sense because
everyone thinks they're bullshit artists now.
Yeah, when 5 years, how do you get the entire state of New York
so jaded in 5 years?
Yeah, to forget that, there were monsters running around, and these were remember, these dudes were on TV, on talk shows, and
yeah, they were celebrities.
Yeah, just massive.
If anything, it should have started off, and they are just even more famous.
Yeah. How do people forget?
But we won't have the Ghostbusters still be schlubby. That's the thing, because that's their appeal.
Yeah, how do people forget?
They can still be famous schlubs.
How did the people forget that there was a giant marshmallow dude walking around? That's the one thing that they don't explain, but at least they do sort of explain why they went out of business.
Maybe Walter Peck just started spreading all that shit about, they use gas and hallucinations. And people are just like, yeah, I believe that, and I also believe the Earth is flat.
Yeah, seriously, and there is no moon. The moon is a projection.
The moon is a piece of cheese. You heard it here.
You heard it here, people. Fresh from the basement.
Cheese.
So, we see that with Dana, and then...
They picked the cutest looking baby just so,
I fucking hate babies.
I don't mind the baby in this one.
Really? I fucking hate it. Oh,
It does not need to be in the movie, but it's a cute baby.
No, it's not, dude. All babies look the same. They're all
looking, and that's what's cute about it.
They're all feral humans, dude. I fucking hate babies.
Oh, come on.
I fucking hate them. I really do. That's why I don't have any kids.
Oscar?
No, man. And what an awful name just for a cheap gag. Like,
Named after a hot dog.
yeah, what? Why? There was no reason to name this kid Oscar. It's 89, y'all.
Bro, this should have been, we should have continued with Oscar in Ghostbusters 3.
Hey, yeah, he's traumatized. Let's make him cool, make him half ghost.
No, he becomes Egon's protege.
Oh yeah, there you go. He's got women in the basement.
And he's got Barrett in him, so he can kind of have, I don't know. No, he wouldn't have Venkman personality because he's not Venkman's son.
Yeah.
By the way, having Bill Murray and a baby together alone, like, for as much as this movie has those scenes, like, it's very kind of uncomfortable.
Yeah, and way too cutesy. Like, oh god, we'll get into that.
But I was sad for it. I've seen this movie so many times where I'm just like, oh, Peter.
Just wow. So we finally catch the Ghostbusters again, and it's a nice gag. They're fooling you. Now the Ecto-1's all beat up and dirty and
oh my
smoking.
god, the Ecto-1 is destroyed. That thing looked like it was about to explode.
And you've only got Winston and fucking Ray, and you're like, all right, these guys are on a little job, and you find out it's little kids.
It's a birthday party.
Yeah, how far they have fallen. And the kids, man.
It's a funny idea for a scene that's like, these kind of sticks should have been saved for like a third movie, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it's been like 40 years, and now people are just like, that could have been fake. I don't know.
But the kids wanted He-Man. Again, y'all, it's 89.
And the Ghostbusters theme exists in universe.
That's something I do like. Is that
that seems like something that would, right? It seems like something that would have happened.
Like, yeah, because they were so huge, such huge celebrities that it sort of makes sense that somebody would make a little Ghostbusters song.
A little one-hit wonder.
Yeah, I kind of like that. They hit play, and who you gonna call? He-Man.
He-Man.
Oh yeah, let's go get a beer. Yeah. So then they walk out and they explain why they went out of business.
Yuppie larva.
Yeah, the yuppie larva. See, Ray's got it, man. Ray's got it as far as kids go. I'm down with that. But yeah, you find out that after the Marshmallow Man, basically they were sued by everybody. Oh.
Yeah, and it's delivered.
Which I like because
such exposition from Winston.
Yeah, and I like that
he doesn't hold anything back. He's just like, when we defeated a giant Marshmallow Man in the middle of the city. Do you remember that?
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, man, I was there. How about you, audience? Do you remember that?
And now we're sued by everyone in the city. It's like he'd know that already.
Yeah, but I like the fact that, you know, there's real life consequences because somebody's got to pay for all that shit.
It's true, but they saved the fucking world.
Yeah, they saved the world, but they ultimately helped cause all that destruction, so.
Well, Venkman said later that he's like, you know, we did a job a little while ago, and somebody stiffed us on the bill. And I'm starting to think, like, universe expanding, do you think it was Walter Peck who stiffed them and, you know, pushed for them to be sued?
Could be.
Could be, right?
Yeah. Could very well be. And so...
But we have, like, a discount Walter Peck in this movie.
Yeah, who is played by the guy who... I never remember his name, but I always remember him because he played Karl Rove on That's My Bush.
Oh.
Yeah. Have you ever seen That's My Bush?
I don't think so.
If you're a fan of South Park and Matt Stone and Trey Parker, look that up. It's hilarious. It's a sitcom about George Bush and Laura Bush, and
I have heard about it.
It's pretty fucking funny.
I remember. I saw something about this.
Yeah, they take cliched standard sitcom storylines and make them as over the top as possible. Oh
I
god!
Heard of this now.
Highly recommend it. There was only about 8 episodes. And really fucking good, really fucking ridiculous, over the top, and funny. But yeah, I always remember him because he played Karl Rove on there, and It's like I see him in movies or shows all the time, and I'm like, oh, it's that guy. And
Yeah.
but yeah, so
that's what Dan Aykroyd and Ernie Hudson are up to.
now we cut to
Ray Stans and Winston's character arc.
Yeah, like
they have like a cool relationship going on.
They're buddies. They're good buddies. They're the only ones that really, so you could easily say they kind of stayed together because they bonded over that Jesus shit in the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it was hey, in the last one it was them who were really together alone most of the time.
Yeah, so it makes sense, and they really sell it. Like, you can tell, like, Ernie Hudson and Dan Aykroyd were really into this.
Yeah, and even toward the end, when they have their little moment, when they're about to slime the Statue of Liberty, he's like, you know, what does he say? He's like, it's slime time, and Ray says something else to him, and it's like, yeah, these guys have their own little bond here that they don't have with either other of the characters.
Yeah. So they're, like, the most likable, you know. Egon smiles a lot more in this movie, if you haven't noticed.
Yeah, he does, and he's even.
And it's kind of creepy.
Yeah, he's even a little more diabolical.
His creepiness is funny.
Yeah, it's great because now we cut to Dana goes to visit Egon, and he's performing these fucking horrible experiments on these people.
We've kept him in there for 2.5 hours and kept raising the temperature.
It's at 95 degrees now.
We're now going to ask if they can wait another half hour.
Yeah. And then, you know, I love it. He's like, now let's go look at this the room with the happiness room. And they give the little girl a puppy and stuff. And so Dana's asking him, you know, hey, you know, I'm having more paranormal shit.
Check out my shit. Just don't bring Peter.
Yeah, just don't tell Peter. Oh. We didn't.
Has he talked about me? And then there's a good visual gag where he uses the emotion machine on her.
Yeah. And it's like, really, why do you, if you don't want to know, why are you asking if the man talks about you?
Yeah.
Like, come on, lady.
Because deep down inside, you know, love is still there.
They apparently didn't make it work, but that makes sense to me. Their not being together makes sense because he's a toxic motherfucker.
He is.
And she's a dumbass for coming back. I mean, she deserves what happens next.
Yeah, but there actually is kind of an arc with Peter in this movie. Kind of,
but
really change,
the
but
thing
like,
is,
a little bit he does. He's just a nicer asshole.
People like him are just gonna keep falling in their ways, man. That, or she's just gonna accept his
faults.
Yeah, and that will just put her into a introspective
nightmare.
Yeah, and like she's just gonna shut the fuck down and become a shell.
What have I done?
Yeah, it's gonna get worse. He's gonna get more abusive and.
Oh great! Now we have Dana's theory.
Yeah, like she's coming back to this asshole just because she wants a lay and somebody to take care of her fucking baby.
I think they'd probably split up again.
They would. They probably would.
But in our theory universe, no. They were 100% monogamous.
Yeah, they're gonna stay together. He's gonna continue. He's gonna keep berating her to the point where he's just he's just
abusive.
Yeah, dude. He's gonna fucking mentally abuse her, verbally abuse her. He's never gonna hit her. But he's gonna constantly.
Oh my fucking god!
He's gonna
diabolical.
He's gonna keep putting her in this. You are a low piece of scum. Like.
And for the first couple of years, she kind of puts up with it. She can kind of hold her own. But after years and years of him not budging.
Yeah.
It's just, oh my god.
Even the baby, dude. Even the baby, right? Like. He's gonna
take care of this fucking kid.
He's gonna keep talking shit about this kid's real dad and how Dana was awful to be with the dad. I mean, because he does it in the movie.
All that being said, if Venkman doesn't eventually jump off a bridge.
Yeah, because
But I didn't really get well, I kind of did, but kind of didn't get a suicide vibe from this movie. because the movie's too tame to really have him like go for that vibe.
The movie is pretty tame toward some of our theories.
Venkman in his "I'll be fine" phase.
Yeah, because he's lucky enough. He's still toxic, and still the kind of person that when he's got something good, he's gonna sabotage it. He's gonna fuck it up. Main reason why him and Dana aren't together. We find out he's got a little TV show now on the local broadcasting shit. And his little psychic show. And I love how on his psychic show, the lady had mentioned that the world was going to end on Valentine's Day 2016. So in theory, in this universe, 2016 would be the year that the Ghostbusters reboot takes place. So what a way to end that universe by having a god-awful movie come out the year they said their world would end.
I never noticed that.
Yeah.
I do like that he ends up on a talk show. That seems very fitting for...
Yeah, it does. I do like that.
Because in the first movie, Dana was like, you're more like a game show host.
Yeah.
So it's not a game show. It's more like something you'd see on, like, the early Sci-Fi Channel.
Yeah, he's got one of his... It's a bullshit daytime talk show that is something similar to what Morton Downey Jr. would have been... with his show and all that shit.
Kind of like got this, I don't know, he's channeling his inner Harlan Ellison.
Yeah, it's his own little place to talk shit to the city.
Yeah.
So
and the first guy gets dead serious. This other guy writes a book on when the world's gonna end.
Yeah.
And when Peter starts roasting him for it, he like starts touching his head and he gets all fucking intense. He's like, "The world will end on New Year's Eve."
Oh yeah. And then the other girl, man, his other guest, man. Bravo to her acting, dude, because like you can really believe she had some fucked up shit happen to her.
Yeah.
She was almost like she was on.
By Peter.
Yeah, like she was on.
No, that's Egon actually. Egon did that.
She's like on drugs and thought she was having sex with an alien.
That sounds like Egon to me. I don't know about you.
Yeah, man.
Maybe that's the reason why Janine never got with him.
Well, we'll get to that. We'll definitely get to that.
So
Janine, man.
Peter finds out about Dana. But here's another thing I noticed. This weird gag that Bill Murray does when he walks into Ray's occult.
Yeah, I like that Ray's got a bookstore.
With this accent, and he goes like, "I am looking for a book that would teach me how to make a potion to make women succumb to me," or something like that. And there actually was a book that they gave him. It's like, is he starting to study under Egon?
Yeah, but see though, if you remember in our original theory, man, Peter Venkman is a date rapist and was, picking up women for Egon, because remember he brought that tranquilizer with him.
Yes,
to Dana's place. Yeah.
They can't keep up with their own universe, Travis.
But yeah, he asked for some sort of love potion.
Yeah, and they gave him a book. And one, Dan Aykroyd in this movie is terrible at keeping a secret.
Man, awful. Jesus Christ.
They couldn't even hold a poker face, bro. They were just sitting there, like, looking suspicious as shit.
Yeah.
So hijinksy. And he gets the information by pulling Ray's ears.
Yeah, like, he should have just gave him some fucking noogies. I mean...
Yeah, like, if someone started pulling my ears, I'd be like, knock it off. But he makes it seem like it's like fucking Passion of the Christ.
Yeah.
It's just, oh my god!
Oh, shit. It's like, who's the friend? Who's the friend?
Dana Barrett!
My Dana? Like, really, your Dana? Dude, she hadn't been your Dana for at least 4 to 5 years.
Yeah, they broke up immediately after the movie.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta think, she got together with the orchestra guy.
What do you mean you don't want me to shoot you up with 30 cc's of Thorazine?
I mean, really. She found his date rape gear.
Dana, it's nothing. It's nothing. It's all in the past.
Yeah. No wonder I've been feeling drowsy and going to bed early every night.
Dana, I'm sorry you had to find this out. He just gets so dead serious for once in his life.
And so, but yeah, I wanted to go back to Egon's, what do you call it, his experiments on the people. I love at the end of the scene because I'm like, you know, how dark Egon is and how much joy he gets out of, you know, you see
fucking with people's emotions.
Yeah, and then at the end he's like, all right, now let's see what happens when we take the puppy away.
The puppy.
And he's loving it. He's loving it. I'm like, yeah, man, this is the Egon right fucking here. You know, Harold Ramis fell right back into the role.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah, Harold Ramis is really freaking good in this. But Bill Murray's performance, even though he did not want to be there, it kind of works to the movie's advantage.
Yeah.
Because you've got to admit, he is funny in this movie just because of how he's just fucking... You know, he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, just being an asshole that doesn't give a shit.
Overacting. He's like, I'm really going to just play this up. Where's my check?
Yeah. But yeah, like, so, like we were talking about Bill Murray's suicide, all right? It's coming. It's coming. When you look at this character, when you do see his house, his little apartment, that is some depressing shit.
Yeah.
Some depressing shit. So we'll get to that too, because suicide for Venkman is down the road. He's just lucky he got that show.
Yeah, but even then, they walk backstage. People think you're a fraud. I am a fraud.
Yeah, so at least he admits it.
He doesn't even put passion into that.
Exactly. Like he just ruins everything anything good that happens in his life.
Yeah.
So what happens next? They go to the bookstore. So next, is it when they all show up at her house?
Yeah, and he busts in the door.
Yeah, he just busts in the door, and they're like, "Oh, he grabbed my ears." Oh, wow, really?
And she doesn't immediately kick him out.
Yeah, she isn't mad about it. She's such a needy woman, man.
She's weird. It feels like she's out of like a 50s comedy where all the women would do is smirk. It's like, oh, you know.
Yeah, oh, you're not gonna.
Him.
Yeah. So
when in reality, like, this guy's a fucking piece of shit.
And instantly he starts fucking talking shit about her, dude. Like creeping on her. Even talking to the fucking baby, man, and talking shit about his dad and his mom and her taste in men. And
if it wasn't Bill Murray, it is creepy with Bill Murray, but it's a funny kind of creepy.
Yeah, it is, but it's like, you know, in this universe, man.
Well, he's ugly.
Yeah, like, wow, you just called this woman's baby ugly, bro. Was his father ugly? Yeah, dude, we know you're mad because she went ahead and got together with a successful dude.
And he's passing it off like he's joking, but he's like, but no, seriously, fuck you.
Yeah, exactly, man. He's like, this should have been my kid. Well, nah, dude, you don't need kids, bro. He says that to the baby.
He's like, you know, I could have been your dad.
Yeah.
Why would you want?
Yeah.
Why? What's wrong with you?
You are so toxic, you don't need any kids, bro.
You are so toxic that you're jealous of a baby.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Of a being that can't count to 3.
Yeah. That can't even wipe its own ass.
It's just sitting there, moving its arms. It has no idea what's anything.
So they all go into the baby's bedroom, and I like the line.
All a bunch of cutesy scenes.
I do like the line with Egon, well, my parents didn't believe in toys.
We had half of a Slinky once.
And I straightened
it.
Straight
up
that.
Psychopathic behavior.
Yeah, he's just got a
He was doing, like, experiments on rats, like Bart's fucking twin brother in Treehouse of Horror.
Yeah, goddamn Hugo.
Yeah.
Exactly. He started
He's
off...
just stitching pigeons to rats.
Yeah, dude. But while this is happening, Bill Murray's supposed to take a shit sample from this baby.
Ha ha ha.
And we get these awful cutesy fucking scenes of him.
That I kind of fall for. That's the thing with this movie. It's such a guilty pleasure. It's like, I know it's bad, but, like, if you look at it with a certain kind of lens, it could be heartwarming.
I mean, I see how it's heartwarming, but
But when you really think about it, it's like, oh my god, they did this.
It feels so forced to me. Like, oh, here we gotta make Venkman a little more likable. We gotta make him a little more likable, and it's like, yeah, you're not doing it for me. Did you see the first movie?
You're making him less likable.
He's dancing around.
He's acting like him, but he's not.
Yeah.
That's the thing. All these characters are a little overly happier, and I think the reason why they did this, and I've realized this about the whole movie, it feels more like an extended episode of the cartoon.
I can see that. Yeah, like a 3-part episode.
Even when Ernie Hudson even shaved his mustache and did a new haircut to look like the character from the cartoon. And all the pop songs that are in it now sound like stuff that would be in the real Ghostbusters. Right. They had some really weird pop songs all over that show when the ghosts are breaking out.
Yeah. Hey, fucking dog. Yeah, a lot of the hip hop in this movie really dates the shit out of it.
Yeah, I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
Yeah, and you know
Isn't
what?
Run DMC in the soundtrack?
The Run DMC version of that is still better than that garbage ass Missy Elliott and Fall Out Boy version.
Yes, that's a fact.
So I mean, it still sucks, but man, it's fun, you know.
It's got that cheese factor.
Yeah, it didn't need to be in the movie, like
It just dates it, but you know, I guess you could say some of the music in the original dates it, but at the same time, it just works so well.
Yeah. Well, once you get, especially at the end, right? You know, I'm jumping a little ahead, but they're playing that 80s version of that Love Taking Me Higher song, and it's just bad to me.
Yeah.
The Casio fucking sound to it.
Brilliant. We'll get to that.
So, what happens next?
They look around Dana's house. What does happen next?
Yeah, what does happen? Now, we just watched this movie.
There's so many forgettable scenes.
I think
they somehow get into court.
Oh yeah, because they find out that they're walking through traffic with the meters and shit. Yes. And Bill Murray's being the loud asshole. Hey, we're scientists. Nah, dude, you're a fucking.
And they
rapist.
realize they start to drill under to find out what this signal is, and they find slime.
Yeah, and I do like this that they make
that's
Egon
a river
do all
shit.
the work. Come on, Mila. Make Egon do all the work while they're in the copy house across the street.
Yeah.
And then the police show up.
I do love these scenes, like fucking Egon, yo.
Yeah. I like this scene a lot. The police show up and they ask him what he's doing, and he just, boss.
We got an oil leak here. Where do you think this stuff comes from? The sky?
Yeah, and he's like, hey, let me work. You gonna work? Let me work. And so the cops are like, all right, whatever, and they leave. And then they drop.
And then they check, then come back.
Yeah. So what's his name?
Like, so who are you with?
Ray is being lowered down the shaft.
He almost gets attacked by the Pepto.
Yeah, and you know what though? These those special effects for the slime aren't too bad. Aren't as bad as I remember. I remember him looking
No, they're
awful.
pretty. Yeah, they're pretty good.
And he collects a little bit, and then that's when the police show back up, and he's like, "Yeah,
That's
we're
when
doing."
we get arrested.
Yeah, which another thing I like. Once all this ends, they're in fucking court. If this were to come out today, the next scene there would have been no consequences to their actions. There would have been no court. It would have just been like, womp womp. This is a thing they did. Now we're going on to the next part.
They'll get away with it.
Yeah. So I like how they're in trouble, and the fucking
judge.
The judge is so serious about the charges and shit, which he should be.
He's channeling his inner Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah, they cut out all power of fucking New York, man. Like, imagine the amount of money that was lost. I mean, so I do like that aspect, but
when they first start off, he says, "I don't want to hear all this malarkey about ghosts and stuff like that." And again, this guy is like, how many years old? He was there for the first movie.
You were there,
was
man.
Evidence. Now, this could possibly be like that mayor's assistant paying the judge off. But if that's the case, establish that.
Yeah. Why do these people do not remember something that happened 5 years ago?
Yeah.
I mean, 9/11 was what? How many years ago? And they still remember that?
It's like 19 years ago. No, not 19, like 17.
So, I mean, a big major event.
There's still people who argue that, there's people who argue all about that shit.
Yeah, you're all right. There are people
That's why it's like, this movie doesn't make any sense, but when you really think about it, I guess it does, but they don't, like, explain that.
Wouldn't it have been great if they had, like...
Because they don't want to get too political about, like, their opinions about Ghostbusters.
Yeah, wouldn't it have been great if there was a guy in New York in this movie who was, like, this conspiracy guy, and he made a movie he made his own loose change about how the ghosts weren't real and it was some government shit, and
there's a fan film called Return of the Ghostbusters I've talked about before, but one of the plot points in the movie are people protesting that the Ghostbusters are technically harvesting souls.
Yeah.
It's like, that's an interesting plot point. I mean, of course, it's a fan film, so it's not going to be perfect. They tried, but some parts of it, it's kind of like, wow, we're going here.
But, so, they're in court, and why would they hire Rick Moranis to be their fucking lawyer?
For comedy.
Yeah, for comedy. And obviously they don't have a lot of money for a real lawyer, so...
And he is pretty funny in this movie.
Yeah, he is pretty funny. He's not as pathetic.
Yeah, no, but he's just even more weird, though. Kinda?
Yeah, he's more goofy.
Yeah, he's more goofy. I guess since he's more outgoing now, you know what I mean? It's freakier when he was more silent, just standing at the, like, door. Oh, hey, Dana.
Yeah, just waiting all day for her to come.
I guess he's finally accepted, that's just not happening.
Yeah.
And it's time to move on.
Yeah, good for him.
Good for, like, he's still a paranoid wreck, but, he's pulling through.
Yeah, because now the pathetic guy is Dana's
and I guess
boss.
Winston's doing well with his problem.
Who?
Winston.
Oh yeah.
He's doing super great.
Yeah, no more drugs for Winston. He's doing great. He's he is
He's completely reformed. He loves Jesus.
His parole is over. He's off of parole.
He's really, what am I trying to say here? He's really redeemed himself.
Yeah, in the eyes of society. He's still got a job.
That's it. Like, the public loves him now.
Yeah, he's still got a job. No more parole. And
now I have another theory for Ray.
Uh-oh, here we go.
I was just talking before how, like, pulling my ears wouldn't, like, bother me. Does that go back to his days in camp?
Oh my god. The camp counselor.
Let me see your ears, boy.
Yeah,
I'll make sure you washed them.
Well, the camp counselor probably had a fetish where he liked to pull the ears of the people that were sucking him off.
Oh my god. Fuck, bro. That probably exists too.
So.
And it's like the fuck the cartilage.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Fuck it, eh? So.
Yeah, that's why Ray is so susceptible to these paranormal things, like when he chose for Gozer, and when Vigo hypnotizes him, because he's a broken mind.
Yeah, has a broken mind.
He's has like easier access.
Yeah. Wow. So what happens next? You find out that Egon and Ray's little idea of how emotions have an effect on the environment. They also
because this guy is just screaming at them. He's talking about doing some like Old Testament shit to them. He's like, I'll have you burned at the stake.
And yeah, it causes the slime to bubble up, and then it just sort of explodes, and these two ghosts come out that look really good.
Yeah, they're pretty cool looking.
Yeah, really cool looking ghosts.
The brothers.
Yeah, oh my god. Well, friends of yours? Well, I fucking...
This guy's really playing up the goofiness.
I put him on the chair. Oh my god.
Tried him for murder. Now, you know what I find really funny about this guy?
Yeah, what's
that? A couple years earlier, he was in Scarface.
Oh, wow.
You remember the fucking, I think it's a DEA agent that Tony shoots?
I remember nothing about Scarface. It was
he
boring.
He gets fucked up by Al Pacino.
I know a lot of people love Scarface, but man, I am so bored watching that movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man. Jesus God. I remember watching, I guess it was just too hyped during my childhood and early teens that when I finally watched it, I was bored of it. Same with Godfather. I love Godfather, but Jesus Christ, it is so boring.
I agree to disagree. I can understand, sometimes if you're not in the mood to watch Godfather.
Yeah,
if you're there, you're there.
You gotta be in the mood, man.
Dude, Scarface is so over the top and kind of dated now, but it's still, in my top 10.
Yeah?
Yeah, I really love Scarface.
It doesn't suck. I just get bored, man. I really
can see it, though. It's not for everybody.
I liked the chainsaw scene.
Yeah. They're remaking that now, too.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Woohoo. Another one in the bank.
Yep.
So, yeah, they're like, oh, we need you to help us, and, well, we're still... You gonna drop the charges? Yes, I dropped the charges.
But before all that happened, there's a great quote from Rick Moranis where it's like...
oh, yeah.
Trying to, convince them not to be, charged with anything, because...
You don't want them exposing
themselves. Once I turned into a dog and they helped me, thank you.
Yeah, and the line about, we don't need them to expose themselves or whatever the fuck, and he's like, yeah.
And you don't want us exposing ourselves.
Yeah, a nice little joke there.
Yeah. And they get in the proton packs.
Yep, and you get the...
Things are a little more whimsical in this ghostbusting scene.
Yeah, because of Ray, Egon, and...
Not even that, when... all the camera movements, the music, and when the chairs start flying up, and you just cut to Ray just, whoa!
Yeah.
Oh. You got him! You got him!
Yeah.
And Peter has, a cocaine freak out, because the ghosts go into the wall, and he's just screaming like a madman.
Yeah.
It's the most weirdest scream. He's like, ha! And his hair is all crazy, and he looks like... The look on his face is a look of sheer sadness. He's just lost.
Yeah. Oh, so, yeah, I think a lot of this movie is a metaphor on where the Ghostbusters in real life were at. Because if you think about it, them being reduced to kid parties... at this time in the world, the Ghostbusters were very much a child's property.
That's true.
And it's like...
It got reduced down.
Yeah, and the movies...
And not to say any of that shit was bad, but it's just, you know...
The movie's kind of commentating on it. Okay, that's why you get, you know, they're like, oh, let's have a beer. It's like, oh, the Ghostbusters have to grow up again and be for adults again.
Yeah.
But... So, fuck what happens next.
We have not touched on Janusz yet.
Yeah, this guy, he's so pathetic.
Every time he shows up on screen, I get a smile on my face. I don't know why. He's not even like a good character, but it's just the guy's performance.
The way the guy talks is hilarious.
And is that kind of fucked up to say?
Like, it's such a white guy... trying to do
accent. And you know it's not his real accent.
Yeah, it's...
He said, "Why are you came?"
Yeah, why are you came? And it's like, is this German or Indian? Like, what are you?
He played Renfield in
yeah.
Dracula Dead and Loving It.
Yeah, he did.
Wow, I just pulled that trivia out of my ass.
Well, it's not huge trivia, so it must have not really...
No one remembers that movie.
Yeah, no one remembers. Sadly, that's the movie that Mel Brooks decides to end his career on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now he just acts a little bit in, like, fucking Hotel Transylvania.
Yeah. So... God, man, I just watched this movie. Why am I having trouble? But yeah, so Dana works at an art gallery.
Creep than Egon or Peter.
Yeah, and he's more pathetic than Rick Moranis was, trying so hard to get a date with Dana.
It's the complete opposite extreme of Rick Moranis. Rick Moranis kept to himself, and he was just like a fucking dog.
Yeah,
he's like a puppy dog, while Janusz is like a fucking pit bull.
Yeah, and then I think she likes me.
And they have that stupid little joke. Oh, what? Do I have bad breath? She's like, no. And then she turns around and makes a face.
Yeah, ha ha ha.
Fucking laugh track.
Yeah. So, the Ghostbusters bust into her place of work, which I still don't understand exactly. She's cleaning paintings, obviously, but what is this? Is this an art gallery? What job?
I'm assuming, it's like some museum, maybe, and these things need to be preserved or something like that.
And they find this,
up to, like, stay, I don't know.
They pull this big-ass portrait out of some made-up guy, which is one thing that, alright, the first one kind of dealt with some, real-life dark history shit. This one just kind of makes crap up.
Vigo the Carpathian.
Yeah, and...
played by Max von Sydow.
It just has no sort of weight to it, except for what they tell you. Like, I like he lived for 105 years, But
he got fucked up.
Yeah, he didn't die of old age either. He was like, what?
Poisoned, stabbed, disemboweled, stretched out.
Drawn and quartered, like, goddamn.
These guys hated it. How did they not do this to him in 105 years?
Yeah, this dude was more hardcore than Rasputin.
Or fucking Vlad the Impaler. That's what I feel like they were going for, kind of a Vlad the Impaler vibe.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just so cheap. It's like, there's no sort of... they don't really give you any kind of background at all on that character. Whereas in the first one, you get a good amount of Gozer background and history.
Which is funny, because Gozer's on screen less.
Yeah, exactly. And, so...
I have to admit, though, I like the imagery of the face coming out of the painting and, I, Vigo, the scars of Carpathia.
Yeah, which is like...
It's pretty metal.
Why are you saying your name? Like, only for the audience to know who you are.
Only because he's evil.
I mean, fucking A. Gozer didn't come out going, I, Gozer.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, she did?
She said, Gozer the Gozerian, Gozer the Destructor has come.
Oh, yeah.
So she did that too, but it just sounded better because that voice was even creepier.
Yeah, this one just felt cheap, man. Like, what's his name?
You know what's funny?
Yeah, what?
They actually brought back Max von Sydow to voice Vigo in the video game just for
did?
a fun joke.
That's rad.
Because if you explore the firehouse, they have the painting of Vigo, and if you click it, he just starts talking to you.
Which doesn't make any sense because the painting is more or less destroyed, and we have this.
Yeah, it makes no sense because at the end,
creepy naked Ghostbusters holding a child.
A Greek picture of the Ghostbusters.
Yeah, naked holding a baby.
Ew.
That's what it is. I mean, yeah, there's some togas there, but there ain't none of them things. So.
That's the shot we end on.
Yeah. Oh my God. Well, so now the fucking painting is. He possesses the weird guy. I can't remember his name either.
Janusz.
What kind of name? Janusz.
Janusz. And just fucking Bill Murray just calls him Johnny.
Yeah, pretty good.
But he's like picking shit out of Sigourney Weaver's hair.
Yeah, man. Weirdo.
And what's it called? So
he's like, you'll give me a child that I can live again.
A child.
Yeah. Oh my God.
It's cool visuals though when he gets shocked in the eyes like Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah, and that's another thing that sort of annoys me is his noises that he's making while he's being shocked. It's like
it's funny to me.
It's a little too
goofy.
Yeah, man,
Oh, it's incredibly stupid, but
like the first one wouldn't have done that, man. The first movie wouldn't have done that.
The first movie would be like, oh my fucking God!
Yeah, the first movie would have taken it a little more serious.
Jesus fucking Christ, my eyes!
Like, that's just there to be like, oh, this guy is funny, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, he's, oh look, he fall down, haha.
He make funny noise.
Man with funny accent, go boom.
So, yeah, the Ghostbusters bust into her museum, and they're all talking shit to this guy. And
when the blackout happens, there actually is a cool scene where he stops by, and there's this really creepy red lighting. And he's like, where is the baby?
Yeah, he's trying to creep on her.
There's a great visual when he walks away, and his eyes are shining like fucking flashlights, and it kind of looks like the poster to The Thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Visual.
That was a cool little visual. But they
catch the Scoleri brothers.
Yeah. They catch the Scoleri brothers in what?
The Sidetracked Podcast. That's us.
Yeah.
But yeah, they catch the Scoleri brothers. They do like a stupid little chant. Oh yeah, they laugh. There's a moment where everything goes silent and they start laughing, and Egon, his laugh is not even a laugh. He just says the words "ha."
Yeah. Yeah, see, that's Egon, man.
That was pretty funny, but then they catch, the Scoleri brothers, and they're back in business. Like nothing ever happened.
Yeah, good old... Now everybody remembers that ghosts are real.
Yeah. Because it took two ghosts in a small courtroom where very little people would have seen it, as opposed to a giant fucking marshmallow man atop a building that's shooting lightning.
Yeah.
Dogs running all over the place. Nah.
Yeah.
Scoleri brothers, that's where it's at.
But now they're famous again, making TV commercials. I like that kind of stuff, though.
The TV commercials is funny.
Yeah, the real cheap acting that they're doing.
Too cool.
Yeah. Real funny stuff.
With a mug and balloons for the kids.
Yeah. Limit one per family. Yeah, real funny shit there. But at this point, and then we get a montage of, ghost busting. But this time, instead of it being is it Ray Parker Jr.?
Yeah,
We
instead
get
of the Ray Parker Jr. song, it's
get
is it Run
Ghostbusters,
DMC?
yo. It might be Run DMC. I don't know. Maybe
They recorded a song for this movie. I just don't know if that
maybe
was
it's the
song.
Dougie Fresh version and the Fresh whatever the fuck.
What, I don't even know.
Yeah, it's just who
You call the Ghostbusters? Yeah, that's who you call. I said DK, Donkey Kong.
Ghost. I ain't afraid of
It
no.
might as well have been the DK rap.
I ain't afraid of no.
Yeah, they just do that shit, and then during the end credits, they change it to "We Ain't Afraid of No Ghosts."
Yeah, wow.
This is progressive, Travis. You have to respect it.
Oh yeah. Hey, there was too much white and only one black in the first Ghostbusters. Let's give some rappers a chance to shine. All this movie needed was MC Hammer fucking rapping about ghosts.
I guess you're right, yeah.
Be like, can't touch this ghost. No.
But like we said, it's still better than the Missy Elliott Fall Out Boy shit.
I like this Ghostbusters 2. Oh man, make me say, oh my lord.
Actually, if anything, putting all these, like, cheesy rap songs in it make it even whiter.
You are so true with that. It's because they take this black culture and the culture and they white it the fuck up. It's like when a white guy takes a cool black phrase and ruins it.
Yeah.
That's why black people don't say fleek anymore.
That's true. That's why people don't... Everything's ruined. That's why people don't dab anymore.
Yeah, gee, that lasted 5 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels very Vanilla Icy.
Yeah. And that's a thing that was happening for a long time, was rappers doing songs for movies. We had that T-U-R-T-L-E power. T-U-R-T-L-E power.
That song's a guilty pleasure, though.
I do. I love that song. But we had one for Addams Family Values.
Shit.
But I loved it because The Simpsons did a quick little gag on that. They went to see a Zorro movie, and then the credits start rolling, and it's a rap song about Zorro. And I loved that. And that was great. Don't remember anything about the episode, but that clip right there.
Look at Wild Wild West.
Yeah, man, seriously. Like, Jesus. And
Will
that's when it
Smith is
became...
like the king of those songs.
That's when it became way too much of a thing. Will Smith doing
That's when
rap
it, like,
songs
killed it.
for his movies.
Men in Black is still a banger, though.
It is. It's better than the Wild Wild West song.
I still have the Wild Wild West song on my phone, I'll admit it.
Rad.
You just gotta have it. It's so bad, but, like, it's funny.
Yeah. Now I'm just waiting for that Suicide Squad by Will Smith.
Yeah.
7 Pounds by Will Smith. Ready for that rap song.
The Pursuit of Happiness.
Yeah, give me that one, man. I'm pulling this. Me and my kid.
I think oh my god, After Earth.
Yeah, take a knee.
Woo, haha, nothing fucking happens.
Woo, take a knee. Talk real weird.
Denied.
So, alright,
So,
what happens next?
So they became famous again, right?
Yeah.
The tub attacks Dana.
Oh yeah, this is weird to me.
It's one of the few special effects that look pretty bad.
Pretty lame.
Well, not bad, but silly. It looks cartoony.
When the tub starts bending.
Yeah.
But
that thing would shatter.
But this is weird to me. This is alright. She's talking to the baby, getting it ready for its bath, and the whole time it shows her in her apartment. I'm just thinking, are the eggs about to explode? Oh wait a minute, that's in the first movie.
Yeah.
But she's about to give this baby a bath, and then pay attention. She only turns the cold water on.
Is this the detail you were telling me about before that you really wanted to get into?
No. This is a different detail, but it's one that I'm like,
I'm still awaiting that one detail.
That one detail.
We'll get to it. So she only turns the cold water on.
Only turns the cold water on. And I'm like, you're going to fucking freeze this fucking baby.
Maybe that was her plan.
Probably so. But then, alright, she's all, you're going to have a bath. You get to splash Mommy, and Mommy's going to take her shirt off. What?
See, I didn't want to be the one to comment on, but yeah, I got a weird vibe from that scene too.
I mean, I understand it. You don't want to get your shirt wet, blah, 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 but it was a little weird.
It's the way she's delivering the lines.
Yeah, and it's like, are we...
It doesn't seem like she's actually talking to a baby. It sounds like she's fucking teasing somebody.
Yeah, like...
Really teasing a very weird person.
Yeah, like, are you disrobing for the camera? I mean, is that there just for your PG rating? I mean, what are we doing here?
Either way, it's not going to, like nobody's looking at that scene like that because there's a baby in there.
Yeah, but it's just so odd to me that it's there anyway. Like, why are you taking your shirt off? Maybe you don't want to get your shirt wet, but, still... weird, nonetheless.
I'm sure there's going to be, like, people listening to this. There's nothing weird about that at all. She's just being a mother.
Yeah, I understand, but I mean, I'm not a dad. Don't want to be. But, weird. I don't know. So, yeah, the slime starts dripping out of the faucet and, turns around and you've got this big slime there and... This is awful to me. The slime is so late on his grabbing because they're like out of the bathroom before he even swipes.
Yeah.
And,
is that what it was supposed to be? A hand?
Yeah, like what the fuck, man?
I always thought it was just some weird puppet-looking thing of slime that was going to eat them.
Yeah, it looked like it either was trying to bite them or swipe at them, but they were.
It does look like just somebody's hand puppet.
Yeah, they were out of the bathroom by the time that thing fucking reached. So next we have...
they run straight to Peter's.
And now this is another thing. She's wearing a jacket, but it's like she has no car, so she's carrying this baby half naked.
Throughout this movie, Peter and Dana are kind of rebuilding their relationship, but they never stop talking about where they fucked up.
Yeah. Which is kind of cool that they do sort of address some of the things that
they're trying to make it right.
Broke them up. Yeah, I do like that. But think
Peter's
about
still
this.
An asshole because he's like, no more of those old tricks. He's like, oh no, don't worry, I have a couple of new tricks.
Yeah, I got some more cheap moves. But so think about this though. It's Christmas time. She's half naked running in New York City.
The baby is blue.
Yeah. You don't know how far away do they live from each other.
I have no idea.
Exactly.
But
so she's running.
Because he's just like knocked out on his couch.
In his clothes.
Tied one off the night before.
In his clothes.
Well, it's in the middle of the night anyway, so he probably just tied one off. And they knock on the door and he's just, oh, what the hell is this?
Yeah, so you got to think about it. It's 3 a.m. in New York City. Middle of December. Middle of December. She's got to be freezing. That baby's got to be freezing. And then, look at how depressing Venkman's apartment is. It is disgusting. It's dirty. Shit everywhere. The man is sleeping in his jacket and his clothes. So think about this. He doesn't have any heat.
Oh my God.
He's sleeping with his clothes and his fucking overcoat on.
From when they're out on the streets. It's slightly warmer.
Yeah, it's slightly warmer. It's got to be cold in there.
If you light a cigarette, you'll get a little warmth.
Oh, cup the cigarette in your hand, and you'll keep your hands warm. But yeah, it's a nasty apartment. It just shows how depressing his life still is. You know, I'm surprised we didn't see.
The fact he has a hamper.
Yeah, he doesn't know he's got that. All the details of his apartment alone show you how depressed this man is. He doesn't wash his clothes. He doesn't clean up after himself. He lives in filth.
He doesn't want to because he comes home later and he's like, "Oh no, she cleaned.
Yeah, and then she doesn't even do a good job because it still looks dirty as fuck with shit everywhere.
I mean, it's, it's a New York apartment.
She swept. That's all she
not a good one.
She swept and threw some clothes in a hamper.
Yeah.
So she comes in there with the fucking baby, and he's trying to be charming again, and...
To questionable success.
Yeah, and he wraps his shirt on the baby for a diaper. So that baby was butt fucking naked. He
gives us the whole backstory of the shirt.
Yeah, that baby's butt ass naked, running through New York City at 3 in the morning in the middle of December. I mean, it's got to be a little cold on a naked ass baby with the wind hitting him in the cold.
Yeah, you forget that it takes place in winter, because as much time as how many times I've watched this movie, like, I always forget that fact, because the first half of the movie doesn't really seem like it's in winter. Like, they're wearing jackets.
Yeah.
Things are relatively sunny.
And they tell you that it's about to be Christmas.
Like, halfway through it becomes like, it's not even Christmas time, because it's New Year's by the end.
Yeah,
because after Christmas.
Yeah, see, like, it starts off before Christmas because there's all this talk about Christmas coming up.
Oh yeah, and then during the montage, they're wearing the hats.
Yeah, and then you got your Give Me Money Santa on the side of that one building. But yeah, so I mean, this gotta be fucking freezing on here, and she was gonna give this baby a cold fucking bath anyway. So I guess why am I worried?
All of a sudden, she's worried about the baby. She's like, I wanted to drown it. I didn't want to fucking give it to the slime monsters to do the job.
Yeah. So, God,
Dana.
What happens here? Like, you get more of the,
No wonder Dana attracts these minds.
Yeah, she obviously attracted a horrible person by getting together with the orchestra guy, because he just up and left her. Oh, I got a good job. Why didn't she go with him? That's what I don't understand. Why didn't you go with him? You're a fucking cellist.
Yeah, right?
What the fuck?
Because it wasn't actually a fucking symphony. The guy was just like, I'm out.
Yeah. She's making that up to make herself feel better.
Yeah.
That's part of her toxic personality, and she attracts toxic personalities. And so he gets a burst of happiness because she's there again. But that's another thing to point out is, remember how we mentioned that Venkman's only there because Egon and Ray allow him to be there. They know that he's a toxic he's a toxic
he said
partner.
He was borderline, and then he went over the border.
Yeah, and he mentioned that they hadn't really spoken in a long, long time. They finally dumped him.
All of a sudden, he's just back.
Yeah, all of a sudden he's back and being the same old asshole. Never learned a lesson. And they're just kind of dealing with it like, we're just gonna keep him around just because it makes him happy. We feel bad for this guy. Yeah. And he's gonna fuck up again. They're gonna quit talking to him. Then he's gonna, I'm sorry, guys. And it's just gonna be a repeating process until they finally cut that cord and he ultimately takes some cyanide or something.
Jesus Christ.
Venkman is on the edge. He's got one foot in the grave and the other one on a banana peel.
Yeah.
So what happens next? They're at that apartment with Venkman. What does happen next? He's all like, I want to lay in the bed
He's
here.
like, they're trying to do sleeping arrangements, and he just wants to get in bed with her.
Yeah, he's just like,
how are we going to sleep? It's like, well, you could spoon me.
Yeah, she doesn't want to spoon that dune.
Yeah. And, is this kind of rude on her part? She's like, how about you just sleep on the sofa?
Yeah.
It's like, this is my house.
Yeah.
I know you have a baby, but, come on.
Yeah, how about let me offer you the bed?
He sleeps on the couch anyway, probably.
Exactly.
So.
He was sleeping on the couch when she knocked on the door.
Yeah, so.
And then there's empty beer bottles all over the tables. So we get a peek inside the depressive life of Peter Venkman, and it just raises so many questions and theories. And
I think about Ghostbusters completely differently because of you.
I never noticed any of this crap. I never thought too deep about this crap when I was younger watching it. But
now it's like obvious.
As I'm an adult, I'm like, God damn this shit.
Like, it's right in front of our faces.
So what happens after this?
It's probably something with Janusz.
Yeah, all the Janusz shit.
They go to the museum. They repeat, like, Janusz and fucking Vigo scenes, like it's the Emperor's hologram.
Oh God, they do repeat them over. How many times?
And it's pretty much the same shit. Bring me the child. Oh yes, the child. Okay.
Yeah, dude, they do it like 3 fucking times.
It's like, we get it, okay? But they're like, we need to show more Vigo.
Yeah, and...
Well, there's also the scene where they're checking out... Well, first they go to the museum. I was about to mention the scene where they're checking out the pictures of Vigo. That happens a little later.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. So they go to the museum or whatever and talking shit and...
They pretty much just hold that place hostage.
Yeah, and they fucking take pictures of the painting and no
and
photographs.
Bill Murray's really just going over the top with it. Like, that joke kind of drags itself out.
It does, man. Though.
Hey, destroy me, destroy me.
Yeah, you're dirty. You're mad. You're angry.
He's like, do the guys love you? The girls love you? I bet they both do. And then he says something really weird. There's a lot of fetishy shit in this. He's like, I bet the animals love you.
Yeah. And I've worked with better, but not many.
That was him, like, pre-Ed Wood. I got a little bit of his character from Ed Wood in that line read.
So...
But he can't even calm himself down. He's sitting there screaming like, yeah. And then Egon's just like, Peter. And as he still turns around, he's like, yeah.
Yeah, and while this is happening, Ray is up there on the ladder, and he sort of gets hypnotized by the painting, and
because he is the weak-minded fool.
Yeah, and old Winston snaps him out of it. Another bit of their buddy partnership.
Hey, he's like, you feeling okay? And he has no idea what just happened. He just went on a mini acid trip.
Yeah, he's like, oh man, the flashbacks
to camp, whatever the fuck.
Now, that's another thing, all right? We mentioned that, all right, nobody is smoking in this movie. It's 1989. This is where you're starting to get anti-smoking ad campaigns in real life, and you get a couple scenes with a cigar, the psychiatric guy smoking, but did you notice any cussing?
Not really.
Like, not even a 1. I mean, at least I've seen shit that'll turn you white in the first movie. This one, I don't really...
It might be, like, 1. Maybe they say damn.
Yeah, like, they might...
hell.
Yeah, they might give you a tame curse word here or there. That I don't even remember if they do or not.
It's a much tamer movie, because, again, this one is more so a kid's movie. Even though I feel weird saying that, given all the stuff we're taking out of it, that is clearly there.
Yeah.
But it's the way it's presented. They present it like it's a kid's movie.
Yeah, they definitely do. So what happens next? Is this when he wants her to go on this date?
I think so, yes. And he's like, she's like, I don't have a babysitter. And he's like, Janine Melnitz.
And she's like, does she have any sort of experience handling a baby?
Has no experience handling a baby.
Exactly.
And fucking Lewis,
Lewis meets her out in the street.
He nuts up and he says, you want to go eat food with me?
Yeah, and she's like, oh, well, I'm babysitting, but meet me at Venkman's tonight at 8.
Yeah.
And this is going into, all right, you had mentioned that...
I'm not saying their relationship is bad. I'm just saying... Like, it's not what was set up.
But check this out. All right. She mentions when they're on the couch that it's a natural instinct to want a baby. She just wants to fuck.
Fucking Egon would rather fuck the slime.
Exactly. Egon would rather...
We didn't even touch on that part.
Yeah, Egon would rather fuck the slime.
Or the women that he kidnaps. Now, here's the thing. Did he actually fuck the slime? Or you know how you could also get a positive reaction from the slime?
How's that?
No, didn't they talk about how you could, like, get a pot, like, it depends on how you talk to it?
Oh, yeah.
So did he just slather one of his victims in the slime and just pretty much, like, hypnotize her?
It could have.
But I think, no, he straight up did. He did that later. He fucked the straight up slime first.
Yeah, he made a fleshlight out of it. He's using the slime as lube. But check this out.
Before. That's an aside. They make the toaster dance. All right, whatever.
So check this out. She just wants dick because she wants a fucking baby. She can't get Egon's dick. What you're getting at. She can't get Egon's dick, so she goes for this pathetic dude that, he ultimately asked her out first, and she said, you know what, all right, I want some dick. But she still wants Egon. And you want to know how I know?
About that, though? Because then there's the moments after where they're, like, watching the movies and stuff like that, and their conversations aren't, like, terrible, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. It's not terrible. She still wants Egon, but she's accepting this turn in the road. Realistic. Yeah, she's accepting this turn in the road because if you notice, whose jumpsuit does she put on him?
Egon's.
Exactly. Exactly. Spindler. When she puts that jumpsuit on, she makes it very sexual when she's zipping him up. And it just so happens.
Like, you look so great.
Yeah.
Because that's what she wants. But she's like,
she puts
it's not going to happen. But I could dream.
She puts it on him and pretends that he's Egon.
Which is weird because there's another Ghostbusters 2 reference in the video game. When you're exploring the firehouse, they have a lot of shit. They have, like, references to the NES game and shit. But, one of the jumpsuits hanging up, you have the closets that say, Spengler, Zedmore, all that shit. But then next to it is just hanging earmuffs and a jumpsuit that says Tully on it. It's like, well, in that movie, it doesn't say Tully on the name tag.
Yeah.
It says Spengler.
So yeah, she's thinking about Egon when she's boning him.
Jesus Christ.
That's what's definitely happening.
Everyone has some issue.
Yeah, everyone's got some weird issue in this universe. So now what happens is they're testing the slime. I think this happens way earlier than this, but you know,
it does.
They find out that it really it reacts to emotions, and I like this when they have Ray and Egon yelling at the slime, and Ray's just using, direct insults, but Egon is saying shit like,
You're nothing but like a one-celled automaton.
Yeah, very smart with his stuff.
Yeah, and he likes it. He thinks, oh man, I really burned him on that one. The little smiles he gives off.
Oh yeah, exactly. Because he thinks in his mind, he's like, yeah, man, I really got him.
He's like, I really told that fucking slime.
Yeah, burn, motherfucker. Oh, but yeah, another thing I meant to mention is I like how another great subtle Egon moment is when Peter goes into the bookstore. I'm going way back. He says, "Oh, I bet all them scientist ladies really like that big cranium of yours." And he's like, "Nah, they're more interested in my epididymis." Like,
that's a classic line from that movie.
They want your balls, bro.
Yep. Which is weird nowadays.
They want your balls. So anyway, they're testing it out. The slime gets crazier and crazier, and
Winston and fucking Peter just look at each other weirdly. So it's weird. Ray's relationship fluctuates between Egon and Winston. It's like you were first getting the idea that Winston and Ray were spending like most of the time together, but now obviously he didn't know he was doing this with Egon. So, and he's running a bookstore. Well, I guess he shut that down. So, how does he manage his time? I guess since they're all in the same firehouse.
Yeah. So then they do one of the... I mean,
right? Peter is off on a separate story where, Ray is, central to, those other characters, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of these three and Bill Murray.
Yeah, because Bill Murray is the one they all just don't like.
And also, just on a filmmaking standpoint, it's like these three, and he'll be our star.
Yeah.
Which should not be the case, because, I mean, all of them are, like, the stars to me.
Yeah, definitely. So then we get to a more annoying scene to me is that like, they put it in the toaster and they start playing that "Yo love, taking me high, yo."
And it's making like these weird like boing 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 sounds. Like,
yeah,
okay.
It's bouncing around and dancing and shoots toast up and.
I think when Peter pretends to have his fingers bit, I think that's a freaking an improv right there.
Yeah.
It just feels like so made up on the fly to the point where it ends with all of them just tackling Peter.
Yeah, which to me is a really genuine kind of friendship thing to do. Like, oh, you motherfucker, you had us. Yeah, like that. That's a nice little moment in a more annoying scene.
Yeah.
So yeah, now where are we? Are we at the date?
Yeah, I believe so, and this is where while they're on the date, I believe they're looking at the pictures of Vigo.
Yeah. They find that, there's a living being in this photo. The photo.
Also fire, but before they're talking about like where they want to eat.
Did you
notice?
notice?
It's a Blues Brothers reference that he mentioned Chicago for a second and does it in the accent.
Yeah. Could be, or it could be a Blues Brothers reference, but then it could also just be a Chicago reference.
Yeah.
But I would like to believe it's Blues Brothers because Dan Aykroyd.
And he's the only man in the Big Apple who wants pizza Chicago style.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if he'd have said that in public, they would have fucking killed him.
Speaking of Blues Brothers, I'm going to get a little sidetracked right now, but last night at a local park of mine, they did a Blues Brothers show.
That is rad.
And the advertising was so false because it was Dan Aykroyd's face. And it was saying, like, Dan Aykroyd and Belushi's wife bring you, like, a Blues Brothers show. So we all go there, and it just turns out to be a cover band that was endorsed by Dan Aykroyd. It was still a great show.
Yeah.
Like, they did it really well, but, like, so many people, it wasn't just me. There were so many other people, like, so is Dan here? I'm just like, no.
Wow. Oh, that's awesome.
And I was thinking, man, that's really cool because I'm going to be doing the podcast tomorrow. So it's like it all comes together somehow. And no, it was just a cover show.
So did you notice that the picture, the painting was like kind of checking out Dana's ass earlier in the film? She walks by it and he's like kind of...
Yeah, and it raises out for a second.
Yeah, he's kind of like looking, and then she looks and he's like, he quickly goes back to his normal face. He's like,
I noticed it was looking at her. I didn't think of it as him looking at her ass.
I don't know. I'm thinking of her angle and his sort of.
Probably, yeah, most likely.
So the pictures catch fire. They find the river of slime.
They're just locked in this house, in this room.
They find the
Winston
river.
has to break them out.
Yeah, and which is dumb because those locks don't keep. They keep a door shut, but they don't keep it.
It's not a lock you inside door.
Yeah, you could kick that thing open pretty fucking easy. I'm sorry. Or you can hold the doorknob.
Does he have like an axe, or he busts it down with the extinguisher?
Extinguisher. He busts it down with the extinguisher, kills the fire. But here's my question: what does the slime have anything to do with anything? Like, what is the fucking purpose of the slime?
It is kind of disconnected, isn't it?
Yeah, because even the only real connection is you see the river of slime in the picture.
It's used to defeat Vigo.
Yeah. It's there to defeat...
So it's like two separate movies and then they put them together.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you see a river of slime in the picture, one of the pictures they took, but there's still no explanation on... I guess the slime is...
I guess because the slime river appeared the moment Vigo appeared, but
then
again...
The slime was making New York mad.
How long? I guess it was a new edition?
The slime was bringing out the negativity in everybody. which is established when they all fall in the slime and they're all about to beat each other up.
Check out the railroad.
And
that whole scene.
It kind of explains why everybody's shouting and yelling at each other at the very beginning of the movie when Dana's walking down the street. But also, it sort of plays up the whole New York is filled with assholes bit. So, I mean...
Yeah.
Was it? I mean, who really...
I guess every town has its assholes, and it's a big town.
Yeah,
it's
seriously.
It's called New York City a town. I'm a fucking dumbass. That was worse than fucking England is my city. Fucking Jake Paul.
So, yeah, Winston busts in there, puts the fire out, and that's when they run. So is this when they all go to the sewer? Yeah, they go to the sewer at this point.
Yeah, and there's like a ghost train.
Because they meet old buddy, they meet Ray. I mean, no, they meet Peter.
They meet Peter and Dana on their date.
Yeah, and they're like,
well, at first they ask if he wants to come along. He's like, no, I'm going on a fucking date, guy. And
so they're like, fuck
then
it.
They realize the shit about the slime. I guess they figure something out about Vigo.
Yeah, like, which I still don't know, like...
I guess because the mood slime is now affecting them, and they're so, like, amped up now that, like, they can't control...
Yeah, he's like, take off your clothes, take off your clothes. And it's like, oh, man, I didn't mean I was going to beat you up.
Yeah.
So that's when they run into the restaurant in their pajamas, and
they all get committed.
Yeah, they all get arrested.
That's a whole funny scene.
They all get arrested, and that's when Dana comes home and pretty much busts in on them. They were next to dick and vagina, and he's got lipstick all over his face. Their hair's fucked up, and she's like, Dana's
over one of her shits.
Yeah, Dana's not even like paying any attention to this. Like, and what's real funny is the fact that
she's clearly bothered by it, but she's like, there's bigger shit going on.
Yeah.
But like, she wants them to leave. Like, they stick around and watch Citizen Kane.
Yeah.
And like, they're not getting the hint.
Yeah, exactly. She's like, y'all don't have to stay. Oh, we don't mind.
And she's literally like sighing audibly. Like, you could.
We've all had people over like that before.
I'm sorry.
But now here's my big thing with. All right, we mentioned that she conveyed a bit of emotion at the beginning when the baby's rolling down on the.
There's this creepy scene where Janusz comes looking like some Beetlejuice.
Oh my god, that was horrible.
Well, why is she leaving the baby alone in the room while it's awake?
Yeah, exactly. Now look at this.
The baby's not going to remember Citizen Kane.
The
baby,
the baby is standing on the edge of the fucking building, and when
it's kind of creepy, like how it extends its hand, but her reaction is just no.
Yeah, her reaction is like, wow, you really care about this baby? Because she's like, oh no, Oscar.
It's a classic Sigourney Weaver no.
Yeah, she is not conveying... Whoa. Like, I wouldn't if your baby is like about to fall to his death from like 3 stories, 4 stories up, you're going to be screaming and freaking out and shit, but she's just not even having it. She's, oh no. And so she starts climbing off, and then we get this awful... what on earth made Janusz dress like that?
This is Doubtfire Janusz.
Yeah, what was the deal with this?
It's pretty creepy, I don't know.
Like, bring me the child. Yeah, because, we get another Vigo Janusz scene, and it's like, but what if... you're going to be a baby, and what if I could have Dana?
Why can't I be a dada?
Like, so he's like, yeah, you and her will raise me, and I will live again. Bring me a child that I may live again. Like, that's the 4th time, like, he says that. So he shows up on...
Don't you think you'd need Dana for... Well, no, you wouldn't need Dana for it because the baby's already born.
You could have grabbed any child in New York City, bro. But what I don't understand is why the need to dress like that? It wasn't for a disguise because she instantly knew who he was.
I think it was like a ghost form of his, you know what I mean?
I mean, but why? Why choose that form? What sense does that make? Like,
because it's baby symbolism.
I don't understand it.
It's creepy.
It shows up. I kept waiting for Yeah.
Absolutely.
So yeah, he just grabs the fucking baby with a long arm and throws it in this basket. Carriage.
Basket, carriage.
Flies away, and she is not worried. She's like, oh my god, he's got my baby. I gotta go to the museum. Oh, well, here's something we can do now. It's my fucking boss. It's Janusz. He's been fucking creeping on me. I'm going to the museum. Like, she's just...
Even, what's it called? Louis and Janine are now like, well, we have to do something now, so they rush back to the firehouse.
Yeah, and just no reason for any of this, except to establish the fact that she's still on Egon.
Yeah.
And to have him run around in a Ghostbuster suit and bump into Slimer again.
That was pretty cool. I like the idea of Louis being a Ghostbuster.
Yeah.
Even for that one time.
Yeah, just running around. He doesn't even do anything. He just runs around.
He's just there to fucking... Yeah, he runs around, gets picked up by Slimer, which we'll get into that later.
Yeah, I do like that scene, too.
That scene is cool, but I just feel like Slimer shouldn't have been in the movie altogether.
Yeah, he's there because of the kids.
He really was just thrown in there.
He's there because people remember him. Oh, and even at the end when they, like, name drop him.
Yeah, and Slimer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it's fine, I guess, but, like, I don't know. I guess you do need it, but...
Like, no reason at all to have Slimer in there.
It wasn't too much, but it's just like, oh, he's riding the bus, okay.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. It's shit that Slimer does. I do like the fact that all three movies sort of do this with Slimer, where he's off on his own adventure. He's not even there to scare people. He's not there to fuck with people.
Yeah, he's just there to party.
Yeah, he's just there to do shit. Like, in this one...
Party and get women.
Yeah, he's just driving around on a bus. Like, what led to that? I want to see the Slimer movie where, you know, Slimer's fucking just hanging out. It's like, shit, there's a bus. I've never driven a bus before. And they kind of do that in that awful Ghostbusters reboot where, you know, he's in the party taxi with all his buddies.
Yeah, and he goes on a joyride.
Yeah. Probably one of the only, like, scenes that are fairly chuckleable.
Yeah, but even then, it's, like, too silly for Ghostbusters.
Yeah, way too silly. Even more too silly for the cartoon, like, and that's...
Yeah.
When you go...
Well, maybe not, I don't know.
I don't know, when the cartoon, like, pays better
Especially when you got to the Slimer in the real Ghostbusters seasons, like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It got bad.
It did, you're correct. You're correct. So what happens now? You know, you get the sexualized Ghostbuster suit up with Janine, and you can tell they just got finished fucking.
Yeah.
And
or she just wants it so bad that she's like, you know, all right, go out, do this, and then come back here.
Yeah, she puts it on him, makes him
go out there. It's all part of her
there.
fetish. She wants to see him bust the ghost first before he busts on her.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll give you my slime, but it's gonna be white.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, so it's like she puts it on him just so she could take it off later.
Yeah. And he's pretty much there to fucking play it for the crowd. Like, he shoots at the building and he's like, he thinks he did something.
Yeah, he thinks he did something. He's more of a mascot for the Ghostbusters at this point.
Yeah. Because, you know, there always has to be a crowd outside.
Yeah, always.
Even though in reality, I'd be running as far away from that shit as possible.
Always. So, at this point, they're talking to the mayor and Karl Rove. I don't know the man's name, so I'm calling him Karl Rove. And,
he has them committed, right?
Yeah. It's basically the same scene from the first one, only with a different outcome. You know, they're all... I'm going to say something bad that's going to happen. Now I'm going to say something bad that's going to happen. And cats and dogs fucking living together. Mass hysteria.
And just for some reason, the mayor's a dickhead now.
Yeah, for some reason, the mayor's just not fucking having it. And he's like, "Nah, you guys are straight jackets." And now they're in the psychiatric hospital, all sitting there with the doctor, and the doctor's smoking it up. But the doctor is Bill Murray's brother. And
yeah, Brian Doyle.
Man, when they first show him, like, wow, man, they resemble each other so fucking much. It's crazy.
Yeah, right.
And I do like that when they're all talking their shit. Then Venkman gets up, and what does he say? Something like, "No, I think all these guys are crazy," or
something like that. Yeah. I don't necessarily remember.
So yeah, what happens next? We get fucking Yanu.
The ghosts start like shooting out everywhere, kind of like the first movie. And here's something that really pisses me off. And I just realized it this watching. The mayor is looking out the window when they see this big accumulation of pink shit in the sky, and it's like flowing. And his assistant or someone in the room goes like, "Have you ever seen anything like that?" And it's just like, the first movie.
Yeah.
You have seen something like that. Like, and this is what convinces you that ghosts are real? It's like, you were there.
Yeah, man, exactly.
Yeah, but this one's pink.
They could have had a better plot line where, they're talking about how he wants to run for governor and doesn't need this ghost crap on him. How about he would have had an easier election to be the governor if he'd have used all that shit to his advantage?
Yeah. He's like, there's paranormal shit going on all over the state.
I was there.
But I got the city with the Ghostbusters in it.
Yeah. Like, I was there, y'all.
You could have worked with them and they could have gone fucking national.
Exactly. So, that annoys me. Have you ever seen anything like that? Get me the Ghostbusters. Well, what? Like...
But then there's some funny gags, like the Titanic coming back.
Yeah, that is a pretty little funny gag.
Like the cameo by Cheech, man.
Yeah, good old Cheech. Better late than never, eh?
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Yeah, he just needed a joint in his mouth.
Yeah, well, we can't do that. No.
Yeah. And all the police, everybody's just getting all these calls. They said the Titanic showed up.
Yeah.
I mean, like, so...
Is that fucked up? I guess since so much time has passed, it's like, you could get away with that. But, like, imagine if, like, I don't know, 87 years from now, people are like, they make another Ghostbusters movie. It's like the World Trade Center came back.
Oh, my God.
Like, you could never get away with that. But for some reason, the Titanic, people are willing to
make jokes like that. Maybe because it happened way out at sea and it's more contained to
just an accident.
Yeah, and not like, it's not like the iceberg flew into the Titanic. The Titanic flew into the iceberg.
Well, I was always saying, like, a couple of years from now, they're going to bring back that romance/tragedy genre.
Oh.
It's going to be like fucking 9/11. And they're both at two different towers.
It'll be a 9/11, but with Jack and Rose on the Twin Towers. Oh, my God.
Yeah, I hope that never happens, but it's like I could totally see one day that happening.
God, could you imagine that? Oh, my God. It'd be James Cameron's, like, great-great-grandson.
It would be so terrible.
He'd get everything so accurate except for the stars. So the Ghostbusters come out to play. You got all the ghosts running around just like in the first movie, and instead of a cool song like the one in the first one when they're getting ready to show up, we get
it's just some fucking rap R&B.
Yeah, some rap shit that then they see the giant slime wall over the museum, and oh man, we need something that's gonna make New York happy. And
we need something pure.
And instantly they think of the Statue of Liberty. Like, what made them think that this was going to work?
Because I guess, like, real people who live in the city barely think about the Statue of Liberty. That's more of a tourist attraction.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It works for me.
But what made them think that...
It's one of the biggest landmarks in New York City, or in America even.
But think about their original tests on the positivity of the slime. It just made the toaster bounce around. What made them think that they would be able to drive the Statue of Liberty as if it were a mech vehicle, as opposed to it just bouncing
with the Nintendo
around?
Advantage or whatever the name
Yeah,
of
with that Nintendo controller. That was cheap. That's a cheap-ass gag to me.
I kind of enjoy it.
I mean, I get it, but at the same time, I'm like, oh, that's there because Nintendo is popular.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another thing that dates it. Could you, if it came out today?
And fucking Harold Ramis like Nintendo. That's what the kids like.
If it came out today, they would be at the Ghostbusters station using the Oculus Rift to virtual reality.
Ghostbusting.
Yeah. Oh my god. So yeah, they get up in there and it's playing that cheap '80s version of Yo Love. Like, is that like Tina Turner? Who's fucking singing that garbage?
I think it might be Tina Turner. I'm not sure. I'm probably wrong.
It's like Tina Turner's song for Road Warrior, not Road Warrior, but Beyond Thunderdome.
Beyond Thunderdome.
That fucking need a hero. So yeah, your love taking me high.
I like that song.
I do.
The movie.
I do like the song, man. That '80s version kind of annoys me. I don't know. It's
I'm talking about the original.
Huh?
I'm talking about the original, not the '80s version.
Oh yeah. I like the original too, but the '80s version, and I'm talking shit about this '80s version. God,
they step on the dude's fucking car.
Yeah, like why, man? Like, you guys are gonna get sued again for all this destruction, walking the Statue of Liberty everywhere, like.
But it's all right. She's tough. She's a harbor chick.
Yeah. Oh my god, man. That whole sequence to me, I just do not.
They needed something to mirror the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Yeah, instead of it being a villain this time, it's on their side, and they get to control it. And so there was no. They use it to blast this fucking song. Now think about how slow that thing is walking. All right, is this the only positive song they have? Because clearly they're playing that song from Liberty Island all the way to wherever that museum is.
And they're just repeating it.
Exactly. Like, you guys don't have any other positive songs but this one. Like, are you going from the original and then playing the remake and then original?
And just playing it over and over again.
Yeah.
They only have the fucking single.
Exactly. And then they're all
it's under Casio.
Yeah. They're walking through New York and it's like a big parade and it's like, oh, we're singing and then you guys sing and what's so funny about...
they would have played something like Celebrate Good Times or something, like Universal.
Yeah, man. And, like, based off of their experiment earlier, that Statue of Liberty should have just bounced around until it fell and tumbled into the fucking water. Instead of walk to the...
It's not actually built with legs, so it can't actually move.
Exactly. And it's walking around. And, dude, I love the shot, though, when... This is a great, like, weird special effect to me, is when they're walking in New York, and it's a long shot. You could tell that's somebody in a suit because of the face, but the way the city looks below it, like, it's a pretty good looking shot.
Yeah, it looks great. There's a great shot when they're on Ellis Island, and
oh yeah, the camera looking down at them.
The Statue of Liberty, and it's kind of like it looks like a matte painting.
Yeah.
And it's just the four of them.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool shot.
And then it kind of walks through the water like Godzilla for a bit.
Yeah, I like that moment too. And he's like, "Where do these guys see this when we get on shore?" And like in real life, people are going to be freaking out.
Shore?
People are going to be freaking out. Oh my god, well, how do they know this is the Ghostbusters and not some ghost making the thing walk around, you know?
Exactly, because it's playing the song.
Yeah.
Because, these, the New Yorkers apparently in this movie are just easy to lead masses, just sheep.
Yeah.
You play a happy song and all of a sudden they get happy.
Definitely.
We hate the Ghostbusters. We hate them now. But if they catch one ghost, we love them again.
Yep. And then we forgot ghosts existed.
Man, they really do make New Yorkers look stupid.
They really do, man. There's a lot of that New York. There's a whole lot of the asshole New York kind of shit in this one.
I'm offended.
So what happens now? Like, they just get there, and then they get out of the Statue of Liberty. Like, that whole shit to me is pointless. It
really was pointless because all they do is bust open the top of the museum.
Yeah.
With the Statue of Liberty, and then that's it.
Yeah.
It really was there just to boost morale, and there are probably easier ways to do that.
Exactly, man. Exactly. I mean, they could have just easily drove there with their stereo blasting that song. Why?
I guess just I don't know. It works for me somehow.
They needed the imagery.
Just because it's a cool special effect.
They needed the imagery. Do you wonder if she's naked under that toga? I mean, she is French.
Jesus Christ. She's an inanimate object.
I mean, really, man. So they get up in there and they hose Johannes down. What's that man's name?
The assistant.
Johannes?
Janusz. Sorry, I thought you were talking about the other guy for a second. I don't know why. Yeah, they hose down Janusz like a bitch.
Yeah, such
Why am I dripping with goo?
Such a anti-climactic end to this for me.
Yeah, and then you just spray it with slime. I mean, he comes out of the fucking thing.
Yeah, and that's another
out of nowhere
thing.
They possess Ray. That goes nowhere.
Yeah, he possesses Ray, and Ray. I think those effects on Ray look pretty cool. They have a very Evil Dead 2 grandma vibe to them.
Yeah.
But the Vigo comes out of the painting and he's a badass for 10 seconds. And
then Venkman starts roasting him.
Yeah. So my question is, alright, number one, why did he need to be reborn into a child if he could just come out of the painting and be a fucking badass like this?
And be tangible?
Exactly. If he were to be a baby, he'd have to wait many years to grow to be able to do anything. So
it's funny how, the only exposition, there is exposition in the movie, but not necessarily for shit that would really make this shit make sense. You know what I mean? Just backstory of characters.
Exactly, because if you want the world to end, guess what? If you were reborn in this child, you're going to have to wait a couple years. But if you'd have just come out of the painting like you did now, at the beginning, you'd have accomplished every goal and then some.
Maybe there's a time limit. Who knows?
Yeah, right? Explain, movie. Explain.
Yeah. Was that a Nostalgia Critic reference?
That was a Nostalgia Critic reference. I mean...
Splur.
And then he's...
There's a really weird effect once they put him back in the painting. Well, one, he starts fading in and out of reality.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like this weird pictogram effect or something like that where... You know what I mean, right? You could do this effect on your phone now where, everything starts shrinking in the middle of your face.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like it's just a primitive version of that.
So, another thing about this ending is, in the first one, you feel like there's stakes. You feel like one of these motherfuckers could die.
Yeah.
They're getting their asses whooped. And even when the things picture what I would be before I kill you, and they choose the marshmallow guy.
Even then, it's oh my god, they could still, this is dire.
Still dire, Dana and Rick Moranis are fucking stoned, you know what I mean? There are actual stakes, not real high stakes, but there's
I'd say pretty high stakes.
Yeah.
Because if Gozer wins, the world's over.
Yeah, if Gozer wins, the world's over.
And I guess the same thing here, but it's again, he wants to be a baby. You could spend fucking... God knows how many... when does Vigo start becoming evil? Does he stand up like Chucky as a baby and
Oh
start
God.
like stabbing people.
Seriously. But even then, you don't feel the danger at all. You feel the danger in the first one.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're getting their asses whooped. Dana and what's her name are probably dead under this fucking concrete.
Yeah.
In this one, what are we worried about?
The baby.
Yeah, fuck the baby. I mean, like, there's no fucking danger at all. The dude gets up, they shoot him, and he just kind of like backs it off at him, and it is so anticlimactic. There are no fucking stakes. Like you said, he wants to be a baby. When, dude, you could have done this from the beginning of the movie before anybody knew this shit was good. Why'd you even need to possess a dude? Why did you need to possess a guy? A real incompetent guy to begin with that, you know?
Yeah, exactly. It's like he's not even the best choice.
Exactly.
But he's the only choice I have.
Right, like, he could... You know what would have made way more sense?
If he got Ray at first.
Or... how many times did Dana look at that fucking picture? He could have easily possessed Dana and got
that would have made more sense, but then that would have really repeated the first movie.
Yeah, it really would have repeated the first movie, but if he wanted that...
But again, it seems to make logical sense, so that really means they were just writing the same movie twice.
Exactly.
And they're just like, oh, they realized it in the writer's room. They're like, wait, we can't have Dana be possessed again. That weirdo Janusz that you wrote in as a joke, we'll make him the villain.
Yeah, and so if he'd have just possessed Dana, he'd have got that fucking baby much easier because it would have been direct. He chooses the guy that Dana can't stand to try and get this fucking baby.
It's all, like, really weird.
And you know what, though? We say that this movie is basically a retread of the first one, but I'll have to
It's kind of... The first half isn't.
Yeah, I give them credit for doing a lot of different things, you know? Like, if they would have explained how people forgot about ghosts a little better, it would have been a lot better if they'd have done that. But they at least, you know, show that, oh, these guys went separate ways, you know? They show everybody they're different in 5 years. So they do some different things with it. But once they become the Ghostbusters again, and they're about to become the Ghostbusters again, boom, that's when shit gets real samey. But at least they don't Home Alone 2 this shit, you know what I mean? Where you can play both movies at the exact same time, and the scenes are basically just right next to each other, doing the same thing.
Just with one slight difference.
Mm-hmm. So at least
it's New York.
There's enough differences in this slight retread than some of the other movies that fall under sequelitis, but...
Yeah, I don't necessarily consider this a bad movie, even though all we've done in this podcast is kind of rip into it, because it is lackluster.
Yeah, it is.
The first one was such a big deal.
Yeah.
But on its own merit, there are things to enjoy, and sometimes the enjoyment comes from how, you know...
we rip it apart.
How fucking weird this movie is.
Yeah, because I like it too.
The movie just didn't need to exist is funny enough.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad movie at all. Everybody's bringing their A game, and some instances you could tell
I think that's why I like it, because you could tell they're trying.
Yeah,
except for Bill Murray.
They're not really doing it for the money per se. Like,
all this, you just exclude Bill Murray.
Yeah, you know, okay, Bill Murray's there for the paycheck, obviously, but
the rest of them, you know, Ernie Hudson's, you know, he's giving it his A game. Dan Aykroyd's giving it his A game. You know, Harold Ramis is kind of hamming it up, but like, not really. You know what I mean? He's just being a different Egon for a more tame movie.
Yeah.
He understands what they're making.
Yeah. So how do they defeat Vigo? I totally can't remember.
They just douse the painting in slime, and then they douse Ray in slime.
Oh yeah.
And then that's it. And all of a sudden the painting just has that other fucking painting of them.
Yeah, and that makes no fucking sense.
And then we finally get the Ray Parker Jr. song that at this point almost feels out of place.
Yeah, they start playing it, and then they walk out. Then you get a little montage of Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray, Sigourney Weaver, and
like
Slimer.
a sitcom.
Yeah.
But I mean, the first movie did that too.
Yeah, it did.
And Slimer.
Yeah, and Slimer. Ooh, yeah. So, this fucking movie, it's not a bad movie, but it's one that, man, I don't see myself watching it again.
Which is funny because I feel like I've probably seen this one. And I know the original like the back of my hand. But I might have seen this one more.
And doesn't that say something? That you've seen this one more, but you don't know it as well as the first one, even though you saw the first one.
That's so true. It's because this movie's kind of like background noise.
Yeah.
Me and my friend just like, if we have nothing better to do, I think I said this on the last podcast, but we just watch Ghostbusters 2. Just, yeah, why not? Because whenever the fucking, like, we'll yell stupid quotes from it and just fuck around with it.
Yeah. So,
like, we'll just text each other like, oh, the Scolari brothers.
Yeah. It's not a...
This movie's good for the memes.
Yeah, it's not a great fucking movie, but damn it, doesn't the newest one make you reevaluate this one?
Oh yeah, 100%. No, compared to the new one, this one's a fucking masterpiece.
Yeah.
Because at least there's something genuine about it.
Yeah.
Like, they tried and they didn't meet up to, I guess, requirement.
Yeah, definitely.
They met up to studio requirement.
Definitely. Whereas this new one, man, when we get to that one.
I mean, the new one didn't even live up to studio requirements.
Oh, God.
I don't know who was, like, monitoring the making of this film, but the moment, like, the studio got this shit back, they're like, oh my God. What'd you do? We have to release it.
Like, oh my God.
I don't want to have to rewatch it again.
Yeah, sadly, I watched it a couple months ago after we had done this first one.
Because we thought we were going to do these much faster.
Yeah, much faster.
Whoops.
And yeah, whoops. But, so I sadly am going to have to watch it again.
It hurts my head.
It does.
It does, indeed.
And what was so funny is when I was watching it, my buddy Josh had brought it over because they own it. And the whole time he's like, for the first third of the movie, he's trying to defend it by, well, yeah, it's not that bad. It's not.
I mean, it wasn't as terrible as I thought it was going to be when I first saw it. I was a little, like, I was trying to be forgiving of it, but no, that second watch really.
And I'm just not having it. I'm just watching it, stone fucking face. Just, wow, man, nothing is landing. And then Josh starts to realize, this sucks. And, wow.
Everyone I've watched this movie with, except for maybe my aunt, like, because I originally saw it in theaters with my cousin and my aunt, most people who've watched it with me all agree it's pretty terrible.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible, and we will get to that. We will get to that, man.
Or most people who've seen it, I should say, because I've only watched it like twice.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to add a second time to my belt to really, because there's some things in it that I still remember that just aggravated me.
The really bad shit, like the queef joke. And just all the rambling, like, because rambling equals funny, because this guy worked on The Office and it worked there.
One of the worst EVP gags ever.
Yep.
When in real life, EVP is a pretty creepy phenomenon. And you ruin it. You fuck it up, people.
Oh, wait, I'm getting an EVP right now. Oh wait, I was about to rip off a fucking Red Letter Media joke without even realizing it. Because when they reviewed the movie, they're like, "Oh, I'm getting an EVP now," and it's just a whisper like, "This movie is fucking garbage."
But yeah,
everything I could say about bad movies, Red Letter Media has already said, and said it better.
Yeah, those guys are great, man. I
think they're officially like my favorite movie channel on YouTube.
Yeah, they've been my favorite for many, many years. Once I first found Mr. Plinkett,
that's the thing. I used to only go to the channel for Mr. Plinkett, and then I started watching Half the Bag, and now it's like I just like them for them at this point.
Yeah, because you're not gonna get a Mr. Plinkett video until like every 5 years now. It seems.
It's like an event.
Yeah, like a major event.
I pretty much go there for Half of the Bag and Best of the Worst.
Definitely, and man, these guys bank it on Patreon, dude.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And not to mention that Rich and Jack, they do like the previously recorded. They do a gaming channel on the side, which also I think has a Patreon.
Damn. So,
self-made men.
I guess final thoughts on Ghostbusters 2.
I guess I'd say guilty pleasure, but I don't feel guilty for enjoying it.
Yeah, it's not a guilty pleasure, but it's
decent.
Yeah, it's a decent movie that it's worth
I feel like
watching.
calling it decent is giving it a little too much, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, it is like that. If an F, not an F minus, if like a C minus or something like that.
Yeah, it's definitely
decent.
Average. Nowhere is it above average or slightly above, but it's not below average. It's got
its moments.
It's a very okay movie. It's about as okay as it can get.
It's interesting. You know what I mean? And at first, when the newest one came out, I said it was okay, like a 4 out of 10. That's like a really bad okay. But upon the last time I rewatched it, no, it's pretty fucking bad.
Yeah. Like, this one is a definite 5 out of 10, because it's...
Yeah, it just makes it over.
Yeah. It's there, and there's some great moments, and I wouldn't
even just want a little more Ghostbusters. That's not the original movie.
Yeah,
and you don't want to sit through like a TV show.
And I got to recant what I just said. I said great moments. There aren't any great moments. There's fine moments.
There's probably like one great moment somewhere in there.
Yeah, probably just Janine wanting to fuck. And
I'm sure that one great moment for me isn't even like something that was meant to be funny.
And the epididymis line.
Yeah. Most of Egon's parts are pretty damn good.
Yeah, he's got some of the best lines in the movie, like taking the puppy away and...
So I guess he's the unsung hero of this movie.
Many ways, I guess, yeah.
So I guess that concludes our Ghostbusters 2 podcast.
Yeah, y'all. And
that flew by, man.
Yeah, that one there, I had a lot of fun on this one.
Yeah.
So
so hopefully we can get back to this retrospective sooner.
Yeah, hopefully we can...
I remember it was actually St. Patrick's Day when we recorded the first one.
Yeah, man, that was a while ago. And yeah, hopefully we'll get to the next one. Hopefully next week or the week after, not a couple months later. I'm not...
Just pull off the Band-Aid and get rid of this redo.
Yeah,
this remake.
Oh, God. Then we can come up with some more podcast ideas, man.
Well, I think we were discussing, I don't want to make this official, but we were discussing the idea of a Tarantino retrospective.
Yeah, and that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'd be down for that, especially since he's got a new movie coming out next year.
Oh, yeah, which I'm totally hyped for.
So the time is right.
It really is.
I feel like those are going to be super long podcasts, though, because there's so much you can go into, especially when you get to stuff like Inglourious Bastards.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Django Unchained. Those movies,
Christ.
Like, they're big movies. There's a lot of stuff to talk about.
Yeah, even like Kill Bill, like, holy crap.
Kill Bill is his biggest movie, which is funny because it's not his most serious movie.
Yeah.
But he made, like, this fucking 4-hour romp.
Yeah, it's a very over-the-top movie.
Which is funny because he spent 10 years writing and working on Inglourious Bastards. And he did Kill Bill in between it. So it's funny that he made Kill Bill to take a break from this big World War II project, only to make a project bigger than that World War II project.
Yeah, and then he jumps on the Grindhouse with
Death Proof.
Yeah.
Which I want to be, like, cool to. I like moments in it, but it is definitely his worst movie.
Yeah, it is probably his weakest, but there's a lot of shit in it that I do like.
Yeah.
But I would probably say what really holds it down is how long they spend at the bar. Like, Jesus Christ, that movie
I actually don't mind. That's the half of it I like.
Oh, really?
I like the bar half. The second half with Zoe Bell, I like the cast. I think the cast does fine. It's just, especially if you watch the extended edition, it's just, it gets kind of slow.
Oh, I believe that.
It is better, like, stitched together with the rest of Grindhouse.
True.
But anyway, that's a podcast for another day.
Definitely, yo.
So, anything left to say?
Not really, except for
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Stay tuned and doomed.
Yeah, stay tuned, and we'll be back with Ghostbusters 2016.
Watch out, folks. Don't touch that dial.
That's right. You heard right. Ghostbusters the remake.
It's going to be a good one, folks.
If you like people bitching about things, get ready.
You've come to the right place.
Seriously. So we'll see you guys on the next Fresh from the Basement.
Later.